Iran's foreign minister has been on a fast-moving diplomatic tour. As US-Iran peace efforts stall over the nuclear file and the Strait of Hormuz, Tehran is trying to build regional and international support before any new deal is put on the table. Here's what's happening. Pakistan has been at the center of these diplomatic efforts. In Islamabad, Araghchi met Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar, and the Chief of Defense Forces Field Marshal Asim Munir. Pakistan has been acting as a mediator between Washington and Tehran after hosting the first direct US-Iran talks earlier this month. Those talks ended without a breakthrough, but also without collapsing, and Islamabad has continued to relay messages between both sides. At the heart of the negotiations is Iran's latest proposal. According to reports, Tehran is offering to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and ease maritime tensions first, while postponing negotiations on its nuclear program to a later stage. Iran says the previous talks failed because of what it calls excessive demands from Washington. The United States insists any deal must guarantee that Iran cannot develop a nuclear weapon. White House said President Donald Trump has discussed the proposal with his national security team, though US officials say sensitive negotiations will not be conducted publicly.
We talked about they will not have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. Look, that whole deal is not complicated. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple.
The Strait of Hormuz remains the most urgent issue. The waterway carries a large share of the world's oil exports, and its closure has disrupted energy markets and the economies of Gulf countries. Regional leaders, including those in Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Oman, have been in contact with Araghchi in recent days. Most of them are pushing for freedom of navigation and de-escalation, warning that the strait could become a bargaining chip. This is where Russia comes in. During the meeting in St. Petersburg, President Vladimir Putin assured Iran that Moscow would support efforts to secure peace in the region. Both sides reaffirmed their strategic partnership, with the Russian officials saying the conflict should be resolved through diplomacy. Russia also brings something else to the table: a veto at the UN Security Council and experience from the original Iran nuclear deal. Some analysts say Moscow could even play a technical role if negotiations over Iran's enriched uranium resume. But even with all this diplomacy, the biggest obstacle remains Washington. President Trump has said Iran's proposal does not yet meet US conditions, and the latest talks have not restarted. Analysts say Tehran's diplomatic push reflects lessons from the collapse of the 2015 nuclear deal, when Iran found itself without strong regional backing after the US withdrew. This time, Iran appears to be building a wider coalition before returning to negotiations. So Araghchi's tour is more than just shuttle diplomacy. Iran is trying to reshape the diplomatic landscape before the next round of talks. Pakistan is mediating, Russia is signaling support, and Gulf countries are pushing for stability in the Strait of Hormuz. The central question remains unresolved. Will Washington accept Iran's proposal, or will the conflict continue?